The Great Depression, Causes and Recovery. The Great Depression, spanning from 1929 to the late 1930s, remains one of the most severe economic downturns in modern history. It had profound global repercussions, reshaping economic policies, social structures, and political landscapes across the world. This video explores the causes that precipitated the Great Depression, the devastating impact it had on economies and societies, and the strategies implemented to facilitate recovery. Causes of the Great Depression. Stock market crash, 1929. The immediate trigger of the Great Depression was the collapse of the U.S. stock market in October 1929. Speculative investments, overvalued stocks, and excessive borrowing for stock purchases created a bubble that burst abruptly, leading to a panic sell-off and massive wealth destruction. Banking crisis. The crash severely undermined confidence in the banking system. Bank failures ensued as panicked depositors rushed to withdraw their savings, exacerbating the economic downturn. The lack of deposit insurance meant many lost their savings entirely. Overproduction and underconsumption. The 1920s saw a period of rapid industrialization and mass production, leading to overcapacity in many industries. However, stagnant wages and uneven distribution of wealth meant that consumer demand could not keep pace with production levels, leading to a surplus of goods and declining prices. Protectionist trade policies. Following the crash, many countries turned to protectionist measures, imposing tariffs and trade barriers to shield their economies from foreign competition. This global trend contributed to a significant decline in international trade, further stifling economic recovery efforts. Monetary policy failures. Central banks, including the U.S. Federal Reserve, failed to act decisively to stabilize the financial system and provide liquidity during the initial stages of the crisis. Tight monetary policies aimed at defending the gold standard exacerbated the economic contraction. Impact of the Great Depression. Unemployment and poverty. Unemployment rates soared, reaching unprecedented levels in many countries. Families lost their incomes, homes, and savings, leading to widespread poverty and homelessness. Social unrest. The economic hardship fueled social unrest and political extremism. Movements advocating for radical ideologies gained traction as people sought alternatives to address the crisis. Global consequences. The Great Depression had ripple effects worldwide, plunging economies into recession and triggering political instability. Countries dependent on primary exports suffered as global demand plummeted. Cultural and artistic response. The cultural response to the Great Depression included expressions of hardship and resilience through literature, art, and music. Works such as John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath and Dorothea Lange's photographs captured the human toll of the era. Strategies for recovery. New Deal programs, USA. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal aimed to stimulate the economy through public works projects, financial reforms, and social welfare programs. These initiatives provided jobs, regulated the banking sector, and promoted economic recovery. Monetary and fiscal policies. Governments worldwide adopted expansionary monetary policies, lowering interest rates and increasing money supply to stimulate borrowing and investment. Fiscal policies focused on public spending to create jobs and boost demand. International cooperation. The Bretton Woods Conference in 1944 established institutions like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank to promote monetary stability and economic development globally, learning lessons from the Great Depression's global impact. World War II. The onset of World War II in 1939 accelerated economic recovery as countries mobilized for war production, creating jobs and stimulating demand. The war effort lifted many nations out of Depression-era economic stagnation. Conclusion. The Great Depression left an enduring legacy of economic hardship and reshaped the role of governments in managing economies. It underscored the importance of effective monetary and fiscal policies, social safety nets, and international cooperation in preventing and mitigating economic crises. While the causes were multifaceted, the lessons learned from this tumultuous period continue to inform economic policies and responses to global economic challenges today. The resilience and innovations born out of the Great Depression ultimately paved the way for a more interconnected and regulated global economy in the post-war era.